Mario plus Rabbids is a game full of surprises. The game actually existing is a surprise, the game actually being a ton of fun is a surprise, and the DLC being some of the most ambitious in recent memory is also a big surprise. The DK Adventure DLC for Mario plus Rabbids feels like it has the ambition to be an entirely new game, and I was left wanting more from not only Donkey Kong, but other Nintendo franchises too. If anything, the DLC acts as a reminder to why this is one of the best strategy games on the market. The sheer production of Donkey Kong Adventure is staggering. The team have not only crafted new areas and battles, but they've done so in an entirely new world. I personally prefer the aesthetic of Donkey Kong over Mario, and seeing the lush jungles come to life under the Mario and Rabbids art style is simply stunning. Kirkhope even returns to score an entirely new soundtrack, bringing back elements from previous games I didn't even know I wanted. I'm by no means a fan of DK64, but Donkey Kong Isle just sounds so good. The most impressive part of this DLC though is how one simple character completely changes the dynamics of combat. Donkey Kong not only has new and interesting moves, but stages are completely built around him. Battles have DK-specific platforms that allow him to swing around the arena, and this works very similarly to pipes in the base game, where you're granted even more spaces to move after pulling this off. Donkey Kong has so much mobility. He can even pick up other characters during his turn and lob them across the stage. This gives you scenarios like this. As DK, I can pick up Rabbid Cranky Kong, go through a pipe, swing across the stage, throw Cranky Kong onto an enemy, making them take damage, and then take control of Cranky Kong and melee into them, and then finally shoot them with both characters. Donkey Kong can also pick up elemental boxes from the main game and throw them at his own leisure. These aren't just inconvenient cover spots anymore. Not only does it feel fresh to have a character with completely different mechanical properties, but it feels good too. DK may not have the offensive abilities and range of other characters, but the sheer ease of movement and what it enables for other characters makes this so much more than just more Mario and Rabbids. The dude's also a freaking tank and can even draw enemies towards him. This either takes attention away from your vulnerable teammates, or it can allow DK to pound the ground using his very close quarters attack. If you get critical hits on this, it can completely save you in otherwise dire scenarios. You encounter the entirety of your team right from the start of the game with Donkey Kong, Rabbid Peach who plays just like she does in the main game, and of course Rabbid Cranky Kong. Cranky is one of the more offensive characters, with his cane acting like a shotgun. All of your skill charts and weapons are exclusive to this mode, and some of your weapons are even based directly off elements from Donkey Kong Country. Look at this Squawks gun! In just about every department, Donkey Kong Adventure feels like its own game. The world is new, the characters are new, the mechanics are new, but it's the story that grounds this as an expansion. You don't need to have finished the base game to enjoy Donkey Kong Adventure, but you do need to have at least finished World 1, as that's where the story takes off from. Immediately after Rabbid Kong's defeat, he, Beepo, and Rabbid Peach are whisked away to Donkey Kong Island. Turns out Donkey Kong was also in that room at the start of the game, and so DK Island shares the Rabbid infestation. It's not the most in-depth story ever, and it's mostly what grounds the DLC as an expansion rather than its own game. Story is really the only part of the production that feels small. This is very much its own adventure though. Donkey Kong Adventure essentially starts the entire difficulty curve from scratch. It's never an absolute cakewalk, but it only really gets as tough as, say, World 3 from the base game. As an expansion, this may be disappointing to some, but as a standalone adventure, I actually appreciated the slightly more easygoing style. The original game had often jarring difficulty spikes, and if anything, Donkey Kong Adventure feels like a more consistent, condensed package. But I would have liked the stakes to ramp up just a little bit more towards the end. This is likely the result of taking a 20-hour adventure and boiling it down to just 7. There's a lot to love about this DLC. It perfectly captures the world of Donkey Kong, whether it be visually, musically, or with other elements from the games like having collecting circling bananas rewarding you with a bunch. If there are elements you weren't fond of in the base game, such as the abundance of block pushing puzzles, then it might not be as far distanced as you may like. But if you're someone who didn't finish the main game due to hitting a difficulty wall, then I think you'll adore this. If Donkey Kong Adventure has taught me anything, it's that I actually want more from the Rabbids. That is something I never would have said 5 years ago. I like Donkey Kong Adventure a lot. The team could have just made more chapters in the Mushroom Kingdom, but the sheer ambition and originality on show is commendable. After a roughly 7-hour playthrough, I am in for whatever Ubisoft Montreal have lined up next. But what do you guys think of Donkey Kong Adventure? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to GameXplain for more on Mario and Rabbids and everything else gaming too. Until next time, bye!